Good afternoon, this is Jack from the Chart.net, and this is an intraday recording for the day of Friday, the 12th of June. Our disclaimer, we do this for educational purposes only. We're here to share our technical analysis with you. We hope you can take some of what we're doing, learn from it, transfer it to your own charts. We're not here to issue trading signals. Right, so why am I doing an unusual intraday webinar? Well, that's because we have a possible topping set up here and it may deliver and we need to be aware of it. Okay, let's have a look at it. This is mainly on indices. I'm not going to confuse it by looking at ES here. Basically, I'm just looking at the main indices because these are following those. Now, this is a potential head and shoulders forming. We came down to a decent looking head and shoulder neckline yesterday. We've seen a bounce, and actually that's been in the range where that could be a right shoulder high. We've come down, we've almost broken down, but basically we're having a retracement or another leg up. I think a kind of a likely flag or triangle is forming, and then we're going to come down. We're going to break down through yesterday's low, and then we see what happens. Now, there are a number of things that could happen. But one of those is that we're having a nice head and shoulders here that we actually deliver the head and shoulder target, which would be a retracement back to the May low at on SPX 2766. That obviously would be a big move, and that would be starting probably not today, but Monday, and it could go straight through to it. Is there a case for it getting there? Sure, there is. I didn't get a particularly great high from a divergence point of view, and we could still go and retest that high. But in the interim, we need to be aware of this because this could be basically SPX topping out, rallying a bit. Sort of dead cat bounce kind of rally here to make a right shoulder and then failing straight down. The SPX is not alone in this. Let's have a look at the Dow, where we have another almost identical possible head and shoulder forming. At IWM, where it's slightly down sloping but recognizably similar. This was the AM high this morning. I mean, these doesn't stump you for a right shoulder, but they're most definitely potentially in play. NQ, you see that low yesterday? That was at a potential head and shoulder neckline. Let's have a look at that now. Well, there it is, potential right shoulder, almost the identical setup. These all have potential head and shoulders. We retraced basically 50% way of the way back to the lows, the May lows, and we're seeing a rally here. That could be a right shoulder rally. We could break down directly towards those. Now, 70% of the time, a high or a low on SPX is going to be a double bottom, some kind of a double bottom or a double top. But that doesn't have to be the case in the other 30% of the time. A lot of the time, it's a head and shoulders, and we've got very nice potential head and shoulders here. And what I'm looking at here is, of course, we've come back up here. We've back tested the broken main rising wedge support, and we're failing there at the moment. That could continue to fail though. We will see. So anyway, that was mainly what I wanted to talk about today. We do not have to go and make a higher high today, although it would make quite a nice bear flag channel if we did. We don't have to get any higher than this. This could just be a rally for the move from the high down from this morning. We'll see how that goes. But I think this is the main thing I'm looking at here. Any questions? It's just a quick info dump, really. But this is something you need to be aware of because we could basically fail in this area and head straight down. And we could be heading down for the next few days, and we could go down to here. And I would say, of course, this is a potential head and shoulder neckline as well, this target area. Potentially, we could see a bounce there and head straight down to the lows. Is there any particular reason not to be at the lows? No, I was thinking we'd probably take a few months to do this, and we probably will take a few months to do this. What would confirm it for me? Monthly pivot. Let's have a look at ES here. Now, obviously, this is ES June, but you just need to subtract 10 to get the number. Monthly pivot is at 29.56, so let's call that 29.46 on ES September. If we break and convert that to resistance, then the obvious next target would be at the May low here, and the possible larger head and shoulder neckline that is there. And at that stage, we would probably see that. So that is the key level. It needs to get below that, convert the monthly pivot, and then it is confirmed to the downside. Can I look at NQ? Yeah, I've already had a look at NDX, and NDX really, I would read the one as the other. And there we've got a very nice potential head and shoulders forming. And obviously we've broken the main rising wedge support. And of course, more importantly, I've been saying for weeks that the obvious move on the only really strong upside target we had was the hit of this trend line on NDX on the weekly chart, because that is megaphone resistance. That would be the ideal short entry, which we're going to miss if we don't get a retest. But you don't always get a retest. But and the next obvious move would be a move down. After that would be a move down to megaphone support, currently in the 7,000 area. Could we get there fast instead of slow? Sure we could. It's not what I was expecting, but to be honest, we're just following the breadcrumbs here. At the moment, we may well be forming head and shoulder patterns here. There's not a reason in the world why the market ever got up to where it was at the highs this week, or indeed needs to be here now. This is ridiculous that this rally went so far and everyone got so on board with it. Could we go down faster? Sure we could. And if we're forming a head and shoulders here, and then that would get us back to important support, near important support at the weekly middle band. Should ES pivots be updated for the front contract? Yes, they should. And actually, any pivots you want for the front contracts, you can ask me right now, because I've got them all. So bear with me a second. And actually, they are here. Now, if you want to see, just take a screenshot of this if you want the weekly and monthly pivots for all the updated contracts here. This is ES, NQ, RTY, YM, DAX, stocks, and for that matter, there's CL and NG, although those haven't actually rolled yet. The updated ES September is monthly pivots 28.90. Okay, that's slightly surprising. But I might need to recheck that. But they're all here. Take a screenshot and you've got them all. My pleasure. It's anyway. I just wanted to update you because obviously this is what we are potentially forming here at the moment. I wouldn't expect to see any serious downside on a Friday, but what this is telling us is that we might actually follow through to the downside hard next week, and we need to be aware of that. All right, have this posted soon. Any more questions before I go? Nope, in that case, that's a wrap. Catch you later. All right, cheers.